This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, January 27th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. On Saturday, WWE will hold its annual Royal Rumble event for about 55,000 fans at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Indiana Sports Corp President Patrick Talty says the spotlight that Indianapolis has received weeks before the event has been tremendous.
When we announced the ticket sales, every week leading up to the actual on sale, they were advertising the tickets and they talked about Indianapolis on their broadcast worldwide, Indianapolis, Indianapolis. And then, the whole thing, now they're all the wrestlers in the storyline are talking about, I'm going to meet you in Indianapolis. I'm going to beat you in Indianapolis. And so you're hearing that again and again in the show. That's stuff that you can't buy. You can't get that any other way. And they're really good about making sure that the market is at front and center when they talk about those shows.
The event is the first in a multi-year partnership between Indy and WWE, which will also include future WrestleMania and SummerSlam events. Valparaiso University has announced that President Jose Padilla plans to retire at the end of the calendar year. Padilla, who was named to the position in December 2020, will step down when his current contract expires on December 31st, and a search for his successor will begin this spring. Wabash College broke ground Saturday on a new community center located in the heart of the Crawfordsville campus. When complete, the $64 million, 56,000 square foot facility will feature main floor dining for more than 200 people and an upper level event space for up to 250 people. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Just a few months ago, the term small modular nuclear reactor wasn't in the lexicon of most Hoosiers. But now, a trio of GOP-sponsored bills are poised to advance the new technology in Indiana with significant tax credits. Republicans bringing the legislation say that with a slew of energy-intensive data centers coming to the state, Indiana needs to increase and diversify its energy portfolio. But consumer advocates, including Kerwin Olson, executive director of the Citizens Action Coalition, say the legislation puts the financial cost of financing the expensive, unproven technology on ratepayers.
This is a cost shift away from financially healthy monopoly utility companies who have delivered dividends to their shareholders for over 100 years. We hear it every quarter, for potentially 10 years or longer, for an asset that is not used and useful, serving the public, providing electricity to the public, shifting those costs onto ratepayers.
At the core of the legislation is a 20% tax credit for energy companies on costs related to developing SMRs. Another key, contentious provision would let utility companies ask state regulators for the ability to recover costs on SMRs even before the projects receive official approval. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita filed a lawsuit Friday against St. Joseph County Sheriff William Redmond and the county's police department, accusing the agency of persistent failures to notify Immigration and Customs Enforcement of the release of illegal immigrants and a refusal to honor ICE detainment requests. The St. Joseph County Police Department posted a response to the department's Facebook page saying it had not received a copy of the lawsuit and challenging Rokita's accusations that it does not cooperate with ICE. The department's post noted that neither state nor federal law requires the sheriff or county jail to enforce federal immigration laws. Rokita alleged that in the 6-month period between March and September 2024, the police department failed to honor 9 ICE detainer requests. Indiana Sports Corp President Patrick Talty and WWE Executive Vice President Chris LaGentile are this week's guests on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.